So today I would like to talk to you about one particular technique that I don't hear many people talk about, and it's something that, in my opinion, is one of the most essential pillars of violin technique and something that can really take your violin playing from being pretty good to being quite great. And I'm talking specifically about string crossings. Now, surprisingly, there are many people out there, even many professionals out there, who don't give a lot of thought to string crossings. And even more surprisingly, there's even more people out there who don't even know what they are. So let's just explain it in very simple terms. A string crossing is actually the art of being able to transition cleanly from one string to the next without damaging the length or the sound of the phrase as a whole. And so today I would like to show you in very simple terms how you can truly master your string crossings. Now, for those of you who are new, my name is Gabriel. I'm the founder of Toaldo Violin School based in Tokyo, Japan, where we've been working for the past 7 years teaching violinists of all ages, all levels, and from many different parts of the world. And we also have a community online where we offer lessons as well as many other resources that you can take advantage of. And so if you'd like to join us, you'll find all the links in the description down below. But with that out of the way, let's talk about string crossings. Now, think about it this way. In the world, generally, there are basically two types of instruments. We have monophonic instruments, that's just instruments that can make one sound at a time. Think flutes and wind instruments in general, and things like a triangle, for example. And then on the other end, we have polyphonic instruments, instruments that can actually make multiple sounds at the same time, like a piano, a guitar, or a violin. The problem is that many people, particularly those who are not very familiar with the instrument, think that violins are actually monophonic instruments, because they often hear people playing things like this. But in reality, you can imagine that violins are actually very much polyphonic instruments. Not only because they have multiple strings, like a guitar for example, but also because you can actually take advantage of 2, 3, or even all 4 strings at the same time to perform wonderful works of music. And so the problem is that a very interesting thing happens when you take a polyphonic instrument and try to perform a monophonic phrase. Imagine you're trying to play a very long phrase, a very lyrical and, singing phrase, and you have to be able to do it while going over multiple strings without breaking the phrase. Now, in theory, that sounds very easy, but you'll find that when you actually try to do it, if you're not able to properly achieve a clean string crossing, you'll always have little gaps in the sound or just unwanted noise when you have that small transition between the strings. And so, like I said before, today I would like to show you in very simple terms and very easily achievable steps how you can have brilliant string crossings. And to start with, the first thing I want you to keep in mind is the actual curvature of your bridge. We're going to work in terms of round movements instead of just angular movements going from one string to the next. So I'll give you right now a very good exercise that I'd like to give all my students so that they actually understand very well this range of movement of string crossings. So the exercise is actually quite easy to understand and it's very achievable because you'll be doing it very slowly. Not because it's easy to do it slowly, but actually because you have lots of things that you have to control. And so you have to do it slowly to give yourself the time to control them. And it goes like this. So you'll start once again from the departure string, assuming we're going from D to A. So on your D string, you will see that you actually have quite a bit of leeway. You can move your bow quite a bit without touching the other strings. And so we're actually going to play and work around with that a little bit. You'll start on the far side of the D string and move towards the closest side to the A string. So you'll go like this. Slowly, as you can see, the angle of my bow is changing ever so slightly here as well. That's what we're going to call step 1. Now, for step 2, you're actually going to engage the 2 strings at the same time. That's it. And just keep in mind that once you're doing this at speed, at the normal tempo of your piece or whatever you're playing, you will actually not be able to hear this double stop in the middle because you're doing it for just a very, very short amount of time. And now for step 3, you of course release the D string and stay engaged with your A string. And then we come back in the opposite direction. once you try that several times and you actually get used to it and it becomes a reflex, it becomes a second nature to you, you'll find that string crossings actually become a lot better, a lot cleaner, and you'll be able to play much longer phrases, once again, without damaging the length or the sound of the phrase. So if you'd like to learn more, make sure you follow us and make sure you join our community as well. And in the meantime, take care, and I'll see you next time.